Welcome back to Behind the Gloves. I'm Gassing and I'm joined by 19-0 Michael McKinson. The Problem. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm very well. Working very hard at the minute. Everything's tunnel vision. I'm excited for March 6th.
I just want to kind of get straight to it. Chris Congo,
Yeah.
talk to me about that fight. How quick did it happen? How did it happen?
We've had, after my last fight in October, I got out the ring and you'll see in interviews, the name that I called out was Chris Congo. I think it's the most dangerous fight out of the UK division and all the other guys, I think. But I'm in this game to prove I'm the best fighter in the UK. And it's like, I knew that Chris would have fought me. So I called him out. We went on a few lives together and everything was quite respectful, but that's the fight I made clear that I wanted. Went a little bit quiet in the new year, and then my manager called me and said that we've been offered the fight. Will you be ready for March 6th against Chris Congo? I said yes. Before any purses or anything else was said, I said yes, because it was Chris Congo. It was the guy I wanted. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know it's a big challenge, but it's a challenge that I'm more than confident that I can overcome.
So how's camp going for this fight? Are you doing anything different? Or are you just focusing on more yourself than what he's got to offer?
I'm fully focused on myself. I haven't watched any of his interviews. I don't really care what he's doing or how he's preparing for me. I know what I need to do. I'm fully focused on myself. Camp's been great. The support I'm getting from my sponsors and things like that is like I'm having a stress-free camp. All I've got to do is stay focused, put the work in, and do as I'm told, really. And I've got no worries. Like March 6th, I'll be ready and I'll be there to get that win.
And just talk to me a little bit about the exposure, because this is obviously you're 19-0. You started your early career, then you jumped on board with MTK, and they provide an amazing platform. But now this is like your I want to say you're kind of shot at the big time, because Sky Sports pay-per-view. It's on the undercard of the Dillian White fight. It's going to get probably, so the cards that have been announced by Mr. Hearn, this is probably the one that people are anticipating the most. So just talk to me a bit about the exposure and how you feel, what that does for you.
Yeah, so my name has been around these names for a long time. I've been in the top 10 longer than probably all of them, but I haven't had no publicity, and I have been under the radar until now, really. But like since this fight's been announced, the support and love, firstly, that I'm getting from my city has been amazing. The attention I'm getting from the boxing world's been great. Not just me, me and Chris, we've both been, I think we're getting that credit that we both deserve for fighting each other, you know? So yeah, like the boxing world's talking about it. Everyone's excited for this, including myself. So yeah, I'm buzzing. Like I believe I was born to be on this big stage anyway. It was just a matter of time. And now I've got my opportunity. I need to get my win to stay on this big stage.
So just a bit about your relationship with MTK. Like, where would you feel that you'd be in this position without them? Because they provide such an amazing platform.
For me, MTK's got it hard managing me. Firstly, I am an avoided fighter. It is tough to get, like, nobody really wanted to fight an awkward southpaw. So firstly, to get the opportunities that I have got with MTK has been brilliant. They've done a great job. But then on the other hand, I'm always pesting for better. I'm always pesting for bigger and better. And it is tough. Like I can just imagine. And pulling through for this fight, I'm extremely grateful to MTK for securing it for me. I'm also very grateful for Chris and his team for giving me the opportunity. So yeah, I'm being managed by MTK has been brilliant. I don't think I would be where I am without them, because they are a big management team and stuff like that. Although I'm hard to be managed, I'm hard to manage. They've done a great job with me.
And this is a kind of a two-part question. There's a lot of stigma attached around, like, the old saying, when the fight starts, someone's always got to go. Are you worried about keeping your undefeated record, or do you just not give a shit?
Yeah, I've fought unbeaten guys before. I've put my unbeaten record on the line a lot of times, and I've been in a position where people think my over's going to go a few times, and I've overcome the challenge with a smile on my face and that pressure of shine under that pressure. Whereas, like, Chris hasn't been in that situation yet. You know, he's not fought anyone as hungry as I am. Definitely not. So like, I feel like nothing's new to me. Like, Chris is better than everyone I've fought, but I've fought unbeaten guys before. I've fought great amateurs before. I've fought big ticket sellers, big punchers, dangerous guys. I've done all that before. So like, I know I'm ready for this. Whereas Chris, he's only fought really one 50-50 guy, like a 50-50 fight on paper, you know, like one proper fight. And I'm no Luther Clay, and he's going to know that much sick. You know, there's nobody out there like me. But yeah, like, I've been quite respectful. I haven't really cared about what Chris is doing or what he's got to say and stuff like that. I'm hearing from other people he is coming across a little bit disrespectful, but it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. I think the talking's done. I talked myself to get this fight. Don't really need to say much else now except get the win.
And then the kind of second part to my question is, 19 fights, 19 wins. I think there's only 2 KOs on your record. Do you think that's going to play a part? Like, I don't want to say lack of punching power, because we don't see what happens behind closed doors, but it's just what we have seen in your fights. Do you think that's going to make a difference?
I don't think it will. Like, I've dropped 5 of my last 7. I think 4 of them more than once. And they'd be proper opponents. Like, my last 5 opponents have a combined record of 71 wins and 3 losses. Like, Chris Kongo's last 5 opponents have 117 losses between them. You know, like, nobody. I think you'd be a fool to doubt my punching ability, because I can punch. And I don't think Chris will doubt my punching ability either. He knows he's in for a tough night's work, a very tough night's work, you know. So yeah, I think my punch, like, I think I'll shock people, because I have dropped guys, and I've dropped quite a few of my opponents. They all hit the deck. But when I'm up round 6 rounds, 7 rounds, and I'm thinking I've dropped them 3 times, I'm up. I've won the fight already, as long as I just coast it, and that's what I have been doing. But I know this fight, I'm going to have to dig deep. I know I'm going to have to have it hard. But trust me, I've got a heart. And when it gets tough, I'm going to shine. I've been in them situations before. Like, I've been in the championship rounds when it starts getting tough, and you've really got to dig deep. And every single time, I've come out victorious, you know. So yeah, I am excited. I know there's going to be a lot of people doubting me, doubting my punch power, doubting how good I am and stuff like that. But what people have seen of me in the past is only a little bit of how good I am. You know, there's a lot that I haven't shown in boxing. And now I'm on this platform, I do get to show what I've got.
So this kind of, like, I know you kind of said it's been kind of respectful, and the fight's going to speak volumes in itself when you guys get in the ring. But I'm sure this interview will do the rounds, and I'm sure someone will tell him about it if he doesn't watch it himself. But have you got a message for Chris?
Chris is watching everything I do. He's watching. I haven't seen anything. I'm just hearing from other people. He's watching everything I do. So yeah, he would be watching this anyway. Like, the talking's done. I'll see him in March. Like, I will see him in March, and he's in for a very, very tough night.
Give me a prediction, Mikey. Give me a prediction.
A prediction: a McKinson win. That's all I'm predicting. A McKinson win, and a winning style too. Like, Chris Kongo's getting exposed.
And kind of moving away from your fight, what do you make of the domestic welterweight scene at the moment? Like, I've followed your social for a long time, and I know you've been calling out Benn. I know you've been calling out, Kelly, and you constantly, after every fight, well, the last 10 fights I've been seeing you called out these big guys. So what's your assessment? Where do you place yourself amongst these guys, and where do you kind of rank them?
Josh Kelly's in a tough fight with Avanesi, and I think if he comes through that, like, you'd have to put him as take Khan and Brook out. You'd have to put Kelly as number one if he comes through Avanesi, because that's a very, very tough fight, and I'm not sure how that's going to go. He's got all the tools in the world to beat him, but it's going to be a very, very tough for him. So I'd put him at number one. I'd like the winner of me and Congo, definitely up there, above Benn, above Jenkins, above, like, definitely without a doubt. So I would go like the best two, me and Josh Kelly. Then I would put. People give Conor Benn a hard time. I don't necessarily think Samuel Vargas is a step up for him whatsoever, and I think the media and what they'll do is hype it up to be a tough fight for him. But I think he'll win quite comfortably. But people give Conor a tough time, and you've seen him improve, and you've seen him take more stick off the other boxers than anybody else, including me, you know. But you can't really say much about it. He's doing his thing. You can't really like disrespect him too much. Like, he's doing his thing and he's improving, you know. So good luck to him. Like, other than that, I would do it. Me, Josh Kelly, Conor Benn, Chris Jenkins. But personally, right now, I think Chris Kongo is better than Conor Benn, is better than Chris Jenkins, and he's more dangerous than Josh Kelly, you know? So that's all I'm focusing on now. All the other guys that I've been calling out for the last 3 years are irrelevant to me. I am fully focused on getting the job done and exposing Chris Kongo, and then after that, we'll make noise again.
Is Florian Marku up there? Would you rate him up there?
He don't deserve to be even said in the same sentence as us guys. Yeah, anyway, like, he's obviously, the hype's there. I thought he beat, like, that guy last time, but he looked awful. But you've got to think these guys are like seven fight novices, like, and they don't deserve to even be mentioned in the same bracket as us guys, you know. Let him prove himself first. Let him prove himself. And then we'll see. I'm not going to disrespect him, but he needs to prove himself before even other people mentions him in the same sentence.
So,
because we've all proven ourselves, really. We've all had proper fights. Like, although Chris has only had the one proper fight, Luther Clay's no mug. Like, I spent nearly 100 rounds sparring Luther Clay about 18 months before they fought. You know, like, granted, like, I'm levels above him, but he ain't no mug whatsoever. So that was a great win for Chris Kongo. Whereas Florian Marku, he's just jumped straight on it. He drew against a novice the other day. Like, all right, most people thought he did win, but he didn't look good. He definitely didn't look good. So I think he's got a lot of learning. And he's got to prove his point first.
And just a quick one on your fight with Congo. I know Congo's global title is going to be up for grabs. What's the situation with your WBO European strap? Are you still the champ, or has it been vacated?
No, tell you what, I'm looking at it right now. But
show us the belt.
So they were my first two, the WBC ones, and then this was the WBO European that I won. So with that, I was due to fight Lewis Green in April, just before the pandemic happened last year, and I think 3 weeks before we were scheduled to fight, lockdown happened and it got cancelled, and then I got offered to reschedule it for it didn't really appeal to me, like, that fight, because the money and all stuff like that. So it's the only ever fight I turned down was the Lewis Green one, and then Lewis Crocker got the Lewis Green fight for my bout. Like, so I'd got stripped or whatsoever, which I didn't actually think I was gonna get stripped. Like, I thought, like, I found out when they announced the fight, I was like, it's a bit crazy, but it doesn't really mean anything, because I'm still the highest ranked British fighter by the WBO. I think, what, 6th, Chris is maybe 14th or something like that. So the WBO still recognises me as the #1 Brit out there. So yeah, but like a 4th bout, I'm due to win another one. You know, I'm collecting them for fun. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. Bout or no bout, I wanted to fight Chris Kongo. The bout's a bonus. But yeah, like, winning this is going to do my career brilliantly.
So I'm moving on to my next question. You kind of started it off for me there. Obviously, you're ranked #6 and Congo's at number 14. You got a handful of fighters in front of yourself. Or you got Sean Porter, I think, is at #1. You got Virgil Ortiz, who's fighting Maurice Hooker at #2. And my memory's gone. I don't remember the other few fighters there. But do you feel like you're 19 fights deep? Do you feel like you're ready for a world title? Do you think like Terence Crawford and these guys are touching distance for you?
I'm a fighter. If that was ever offered to me, I would 100% take it. Like, I'm in this sport to change my family's life, to do my city proud, to do my daughter proud, and change our lives. You know, so 100%. But I've got a job to do first. So I don't need to talk about anything else. Once I've beaten Chris, then 100%. Like, why not? My name's around these guys. Like, I'll be ranked in the top 5 by the WBO. Why not? I'd love to go to America and fight. Maybe like I'll get to do that this year, you know, but I've got a job to do first, and I'm fully focused on doing that. Everything is tunnel vision for me right now. I've got a great team around me. So all I've got to do is keep doing what I'm doing, keep putting that hard work in on the daily, and then turn up and prove everyone wrong.
It's quite clear like you're focused on the job at hand. I'm not going to ask you who you want to fight after Kongo, because you're probably not going to answer me. I can see that you're fully focused on Kongo. So kind of diverging away from that, just because you're in a welterweight division, I really want to ask your opinion. I like getting opinions from different fighters. But Spence v Crawford, talk to me about that fight. Who topples who? Do we even get the fight?
Wow, I'd love to see it. Like, for me, I've always sat on the fence on that one. I think Crawford's unbelievable, and Spence. I think Spence is naturally a lot bigger than him. I think that could be a factor, but I could be wrong. I wouldn't even like to call it, you know, £1,000 on a draw.
All right. Well, Mikey, thanks for your time. Is there any messages you want to send out to your supporters, your fans, your haters?
Yeah, I know. Obviously, my city of Portsmouth really do get behind me, and it's a shame that they can't travel with me for this. But a big love to my city, big love to all my sponsors and all my supporters and my team. Trust me, like, when I say it, like, it's going to happen. March 6th, I'm going to come back with that win.
And let them know what your socials are, man. Everybody's going to watch this. If they don't follow you, where they can follow you.
Yeah, so I'm Mikey the Problem on Instagram and Mikey the Problem on Twitter too. I've only just started really using Twitter and stuff like that, but I'm mainly on Instagram. I'm posting most days, so yeah, follow me.
Brilliant. Thank you, Mikey. We look forward to the fight March 6th. If we're not there at the venue, then we'll catch up with you after your fight. But we wish you the best of luck. Cheers, Mikey.
Brilliant. Thank you. Cheers, mate.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else